I stepped inside, the warm air of the restaurant washing over me, filled with the low hum of conversation, clinking glasses, and the scent of fresh bread. I barely had time to take it in before Jason blocked my path. His smirk was small but sharp, his eyes moving over me like I didn't belong. "Sorry, we're full, reservations only." His voice carried just loud enough for the nearest tables to hear. I let my gaze drift past him. At the empty tables scattered through the room, four tops with polished silverware, booths without a single coat or bag. Looks like plenty of space. Jason folded his arms, his stance widening like he needed to fill the doorway. Must have just filled up. I caught the hostess behind him, her fingers fidgeting with the edge of her podium. She shifted, mouth parting like she wanted to speak. "Jason," his voice cut through hers, sharp enough to slice the air. "Reservations only." I steadied my breath, feeling the weight of the room, the hush that fell as people pretended not to watch. "I'm not asking for charity, just a table." Jason leaned in a fraction, voice low and bitter. "Try somewhere else. Might suit you better." I kept my voice level, though the fire burned in my chest. "I see." I felt the heat rising in my chest, the sting of the stares, the weight of the silence pressing down on me. I turned, ready to walk out, ready to leave the bitterness behind. That's when I heard her voice. "Is this how you treat paying customers?" I froze. I turned back. A woman stood from her table, phone in hand, held high, steady. Her voice didn't shake. Her eyes burned with something that made my breath catch. Jason's smirk faltered, his face paling a shade. "Put that away. You can't record me." She didn't even blink. "Public place." "Keep going. Let the world see." I watched the room shift, watched the heads turn, the hushed whispers start. Jason's confidence cracked at the edges. His stance wasn't so wide now. "I'm just following policy," he muttered. Glancing around as if someone might save him, I felt my own voice, steady, sharper than I expected. "Your policy? Or the restaurant's?" His eyes darted to the hostess, who stepped forward at last, her voice soft but sure. "I can seat you." Jason snapped at her, the last of his control slipping through his clenched teeth. "No, you... cunt." Ms. Alvarez raised her phone a little higher, her voice louder now, clear enough to carry to every corner of the room. "Let him sit, or are you scared people will see what you are?" Jason's jaw worked, clenched so tight I could almost hear his teeth grind. He took a step back, his eyes flicking to the door, hoping, praying for an exit, for backup, for anything. I stood there still, the storm inside me quieting as I watched him shrink. The air felt different now, charged, changed. The hostess looked at me, apology in her gaze, her hand gesturing toward an open table. "Please, this way." I didn't move yet. I let Jason feel it, the eyes on him, the truth sinking in. Then I nodded, slow, deliberate. "Thank you." And as I followed her, I heard Miss Alvarez one last time, soft enough that it felt like it was meant just for me. "About time, asterisk." The door swung open. The sound hit like a break in the tension, pulling every gaze in the room toward it. I felt it too, something shifting in the air before I even turned my head. A man stepped inside, suit sharp, gaze sharper. He didn't hesitate. His eyes swept the room, landed on us, took in the scene faster than I thought possible. "Problem here?" His voice was steady, not loud, didn't have to be. Jason straightened, like a lifeline had just walked through that door. "Handled it, sir. No reservation," I told him. "Stop." That one word cut through Jason's scramble of excuses like a blade. Jason blinked, his mouth still half open. "But stop." I felt the room still again. Jason faltered, his hands dropping to his sides. Then the man turned to me. His voice shifted, steady, respectful, no hint of the poison I'd tasted moments ago. "Sir, I'm the new owner. You're welcome here. Please let me seat you." I didn't move. Couldn't yet. My heart pounded so loud I was sure they could hear it. My fingers itched to grip something, to steady myself. Jason's face drained of color. You're the owner?" The man didn't even glance at him. His eyes stayed on me, his tone calm, but iron beneath. "As of this morning. And we don't turn away guests because of who they are." I finally drew a full breath. Thank you. Ms. Alvarez's voice floated from her table, low but firm. About time someone said it. Jason opened his mouth again, but no words came. His eyes flicked between us, desperate, lost. I could see it, the crumble of that smirk. The cracks in his false confidence. The owner stepped aside, gesturing toward a booth near the window. Please, let's get you seated. I walked past Jason, close enough to feel the heat of his shame, close enough that I didn't need to say anything. The silence between us said it all. The hostess, voice softer now, like she could finally breathe too. I'll bring menus. Jason just stood there, frozen, watching what little power he thought he had slipped through his fingers, and for the first time since I stepped inside, I felt like I belonged. Jason's footsteps trailed behind. As Mr. Kwan led me toward the table, each step felt like peeling off a layer of the weight I'd carried since walking in. But the weight wasn't gone, not yet. Jason's voice came tight, strained, like he was choking on the words even as he forced them out. I didn't mean any harm, just trying to follow the rules. I let the chair touch the back of my legs, but didn't sit. I turned, met his eyes, and let the silence between us stretch until I could feel him squirm in it. His face twitched like he wanted to look away, but he held my gaze. Maybe because he had to. You didn't see me, I said, voice low, steady. You saw what you expected to see. Jason's mouth opened, but the words stumbled before they could find their footing. His eyes flicked to Mr. Kwan like he might step in, save him from this. I was just doing my job, he muttered, weaker now. Mr. Kwan's voice was quiet, but it carried more weight than Jason's had all night. Your job is to serve guests, not judge them. Jason froze, his hands clenched at his sides. I saw the tremor in his fingers, the way his shoulders pulled tight like a man bracing for a blow. The hostess appeared, a glass of water in each hand. Her steps were firm now, no hesitation, no apology in her posture, but her eyes softened when they met mine. I'm sorry for what happened. I nodded once, grateful for her honesty, for the courage it took to say what he wouldn't. Jason hovered, shifting his weight like he didn't know where to put himself. His voice came again, thinner, desperate. I didn't mean it that way. Sut. Finally, the chair cooled beneath me, the table solid under my hands. I looked up at him. You meant it enough. His face crumpled at the edges. Not enough to call it regret, not yet, but enough to show the cracks. Mr. Kwan stayed beside the table, his presence steady, grounding. We will do better, he said, and I believed him. Jason opened his mouth, like he wanted to promise the same, but no words came. I watched him swallow them, watched him realize that maybe this time words wouldn't be enough. I took a sip of water, the coolness a relief, the silence around us heavier than any noise. Jason lingered a moment longer, then stepped back, out of sight, out of excuses. And for the first time that day I felt like I could breathe. The whispers crawl across the room, soft at first, like the wind sneaking under a door. I catch them as I breathe, as I sit still, letting the weight of what just happened settle into my bones. New owner. Did you see that? About time someone said something. Their voices thread through the air, weaving into something I can feel against my skin. My heart beats slow, heavy, but steady now. Jason hovers at the edge of the room, and I can feel his eyes on me. I don't look at him. I don't have to. His presence is small now. He tries to catch the gaze of customers he once commanded with ease, but no one looks up. The tables are full of turned heads, of people pretending they don't see him, or worse, people seeing him for what he is. Ms. Alvarez lifts her glass, just enough for me to notice. Her voice carries across the space, not loud, but clear enough to cut through the murmur. Glad you stayed? I let the tension in my shoulders ease, let my breath fill me all the way for the first time since stepping inside. So am I. My fingers brushed the cool edge of the table, solid, real, a reminder that I didn't imagine it, that I'm still here. Jason moves. I hear his shoes on the floor, the hesitation in his steps. He stops just behind me. His voice comes low, tight, with something between shame and desperation. I'll do better. I swear. I don't turn. I stare at the glass of water in front of me, at the ripple I made with my touch. My voice is quiet but firm. Then start by listening. Silence. Heavy. He doesn't know what to say to that. Or maybe he does and can't bring himself to say. Mr. Kwan walks past, calm, collected, the steadying force in the storm. I catch his eye. He gives a small nod, one that tells me without words that he sees, that he understands, that he's watching too. Jason shifts behind me. I didn't mean... I cut him off without raising my voice. You meant enough. His breath catches, and for once he has nothing. No excuse, no defense. Just that silence, thick and bitter, filling the space where his pride used to be. The murmurs don't stop. If anything, they grow stronger. A woman at the next table leans in closer to her friend, her words floating to me whether she means them to or not. Can't believe we watched that happen. Jason hears it too. I feel him shrink further. Ms. Alvarez raises her glass again, this time more like a toast. To better days. I lift mine, the cold of it grounding me. To better days. Jason fades back, out of my sight, out of the conversation, out of the moment. His footsteps drag like the weight he tried to put on me now clings to him instead. And for the first time tonight, I let myself taste victory, not loud, not showy, but quiet and earned. The chairs scraped against the floor as the last of the guests left. The hush that followed felt heavy, but clean, like a storm had passed, leaving the air raw and real. Mr. Kwan stood near the center of the room, his hands resting on the back of a chair, his gaze sweeping over all of us. We start fresh, he said, voice steady, no anger, just truth. This place, this team, this promise, no more of what we saw today. The words landed. I felt them settle in my chest, a strange mix of relief and ache. My eyes shifted to Jason. His head was down, his shoulders drawn tight like he wanted to fold into himself and disappear. I drew a slow breath. My voice came out calm, but each word carved its place into the room. Respect isn't optional, it's the job. Jason flinched, just barely, like the truth stung more than he wanted to show. A voice broke the silence, soft but sure. We needed this. I turned slightly, saw the younger waiter, maybe 20, maybe younger. His eyes met mine for just a second before they dropped again. There was no smirk on his face, no pretense. Just something that felt like relief. Jason finally raised his head. His eyes were red at the edges, his face pale under the weight of it all. His voice cracked when it came. I want to be better. Please, let me show you. The room stayed still, every ear tuned to those words. I felt the weight of them, the plea beneath the surface. Mr. Kwan didn't speak right away. He looked at me. His expression didn't push, didn't steer. He handed it to me, clean and bare. Your call. I met Jason's gaze. For once, he didn't try to hide behind it. No smirk, no armor. Just a man standing in the wreckage of his own choices. I studied him, watched the cracks in his pride. The places where maybe, just maybe, change could take root. Then earn it, I said. The words felt final, but not cruel. A door not closed, but not wide open either. Jason nodded. His voice was almost a whisper. I will. The staff began to shift, moving chairs, wiping tables, but the air between us all felt different now. No one said it, but we all felt it. The shift. The start of something new. And for the first time that night, I believed it might be possible. I stepped through the door, and the hum of voices, the clink of silverware, the soft light, none of it felt the same. The weight that had clung to this place wasn't gone, but it was different now. My heart beat slow, heavy, steady. Jason stood there waiting, no smirk, no crossed arms. Just him, bare. Your table's ready, sir? The way he said it, no edge, no bitterness, felt like the loudest thing in the room. I looked him in the eye. He didn't flinch. Mr. Kwan stood beside him. No words, just a small nod, enough to let me know he saw it too. The change, Jason's throat moved as he swallowed hard. Then his voice came again, stronger this time, but soft. Thank you for giving me the chance. I won't waste it. I held his gaze for a breath longer. The weight in his words felt real. My voice came low, but sure, I hope not. I moved past him, felt eyes on me, not like before. The tension wasn't there, not the same kind. A woman at a corner table caught my eye. "Glad you came back." Her smile was small, warm. I nodded, felt the tightness in my chest loosen a little. So am I. The booth was clean, the table set, everything in its place. I sat, felt the chair beneath me like I was claiming that space all over again. Then Lisa slid into the seat across from me, her smile carrying the kind of relief I didn't know I needed. "You made your point." I shook my head, fingers brushing the edge of the menu without seeing it. My voice came quiet, steady. "No, we started something." She tilted her head, watching me. "Think it'll stick?" I let out a breath, slow, measured. "That's not up to me alone." Jason approached, hands steady this time, no tremor, no rush. He set the water down gently, met my eyes. "Can I get you started?" The room felt still for just a beat, like everyone was holding their breath. I nodded. "Coffee and whatever's good today." His smile was small, real. "You got it." As he stepped away, Lisa leaned forward, voice dropping low. "He means it. I can tell." I stared at Jason's back as he moved through the room. Steady, sure, no longer shrinking, no longer hiding. We'll see. It's what he does next that counts. The woman at the corner table raised her glass in my direction, subtle, like a silent toast. I lifted mine and returned that, and for the first time in a long time, the weight on my shoulders felt like it belonged to all of us. Not just me. The hum of voices and clatter of dishes filled the space, but it didn't press on me like it used to. I sat in that booth, watching the rhythm of it all, staff moving with purpose, eyes meeting, hands helping without needing to be asked. Jason moved through it, part of it now, no longer the disruption. I caught him once, glancing my way, not to check on me, not out of fear, just to see, to understand. "Another coffee, sir?" His voice was steady, respectful. I nodded. "Sure, thanks." He didn't linger, didn't try too hard. Just did the job the way it should have been from the start. I watched the young waiter help clear a table, watched the hostess smile like she meant it. The place felt alive in a way it hadn't before. Mr. Kwan's voice rose at the end of the night, when the last plates were cleared and the floor swept clean. "This is what I wanted. This is what we build on." I felt that settle. It meant not words for show, but a promise. The kind that sticks. I stood, took my time crossing the room. The weight I'd carried on that first day felt less tonight, like each step helped ease it off my shoulders. At the door, Jason moved in front of me, hands at his sides, no shield, no smirk. His voice was quiet, but sure. "I don't expect forgiveness, just the chance to be better." I let the silence hang a second, let him feel the weight of it. My voice came out low but clear. "Then keep showing up." His breath caught like he hadn't been sure what I'd say. He nodded once and I could see it in his eyes, the understanding, the resolve. I stepped out into the night. The air was cool, clean, the kind that fills your lungs without making you fight for it. I drew it in, slow, deep, and for the first time in a long time, I felt like I could breathe.